Hi, I'm Brickroad. Welcome to Let's Play Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, one of my favorite Castlevania games from when I was a kid. But this is not the vanilla game. This is a ROM hack called Simon's Redaction, and you can see it says redacted by thealmightyguru.com. And what the Almighty Guru has done is, first of all, sped up some transitions in the game, just made it a little faster, more palatable to play. But Castlevania 2 has a reputation for being inscrutable and unsolvable, because a lot of the NPCs in the game tell you blatant lies. This isn't a blatant lie. This is an important clue. We're going to track the important clues on the screen here. But what Simon's Redaction does is it replaces all of those just blatant lies and bogus clues with helpful information. So we're going to be talking to the NPCs, keeping track of the clues that seem like they're helpful, because I want to do the hundo in this game. I want to get all the items. I want to show you guys where all the stuff is. But I also want to see if this version of the game can be solved by following the clues, because the original game, the base game, has the reputation for not being solvable like that. It's a really mean game in that regard. So, to that end, this Let's Play is going to have two rules. Rule number one is I'm allowing myself a world map. In fact, here it is on the screen right now. There it is right there. It's beautiful. Because knowing how the world fits together and like the names of each of the locations you go to is very useful in helping you unravel the game. And that's all information that you do find over the course of the game. But instead of going through all of that exploration and taking forever, we're just going to pretend like I've already done all of that. I believe that this map that you're looking at now, I think the Japanese version of the game had a version of it in its instruction manual. The North American release didn't have that. What you're looking at there comes from a magazine from the early 90s called the NES Game Atlas, which had game maps of a bunch of old like Mario and Mega Man, and like I think it had Ninja Turtles and stuff in there. But I'm allowing myself this map, and I'm going to keep an indicator on screen just so you guys can keep track of where I am in the game world. What's the name of each screen? Because that's something that a player of this game who's trying to unravel it would put together. That's rule number one. Rule number two is I'm going to apply everything I know as like a reasonable video game player to the world. For example, if I walk into a room and it's a dead end, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's a dead end, I guess there's nothing here. Because you know, if you played any video games ever in your life, that there's no such thing as a dead end. There's going to be something there more often than not. So I think a reasonable player would discover some things in this game like that, just by applying what they know about other video games to the world to discover secrets. I'm not going to pretend like I'm an idiot as I go through solving this game. Rule number three, though, because there are things in this game that I don't think a reasonable player would be able to just find accidentally, or just by kind of applying Simon's moveset to the game world. For things like that, for the little riddles and things we have to uncover, I will not be doing them until I find the relevant clue that explains what to do. The game does have a flow to it. It does have clues that you're supposed to find, hidden clues. They're hidden all over the world that kind of tell you things about the world, what to do, where to go, and explains how to solve some puzzles using some things that are really only tangential to Simon's moveset, as we'll see. Those are the kinds of things, for example, like a famous example would be in Earthbound, where they tell you the password is to stand for 3 minutes outside of a waterfall. No reasonable RPG player would ever just stand still for 3 minutes outside of a waterfall when asked for a password. You have to find the clue in the game world in order to be able to do that. I think that might actually be a plot flag in Earthbound. Like, I think the game won't let you do that until you talk to the NPC to learn what to do. Simon's Quest is structured that if you already know what to do, you don't need any of the clues. There's no plot flags. But for purposes of this playthrough, we're going to pretend like I don't know what to do. That way we can just follow the chain of breadcrumbs through the game and see if the game's solvable in this state. The problem with the original vanilla version of the game, as I've mentioned, is that I guess they thought the game wasn't hard enough. It's a much easier game than Castlevania 1 or Castlevania 3 as far as playing it. Simon's moveset is every bit as stingy and strict as those games. But as you can see, like, the monsters are not the big threat of the game. The big threat of the game is getting lost and not knowing what to do, which is why a lot of people have horror stories about this game, getting stuck forever, not knowing what to do, just like people have horror stories about this game, all the grinding you have to do, which I guess is another thing that I'm allowing myself. In the original game, a player would not know what to buy and when. Because I'm doing the full hundo, I am going to be buying all of the items in the game. And right now, in the first town, before you can do anything, there's 2 items you have to buy. The white crystal and the holy water. And the reason I'm allowing myself this, instead of going through the motions of pretending I don't know, is because just by exploring the town, just by like I said, a reasonable player will throw Simon's moveset against the map to see what shakes loose. This is something that would shake loose, because all the guys in town that sell you things... I bought the crystal. Okay, this guy's going to sell me holy water. And we're going to equip both of those. Okay. Yeah, just going to towns, you'll find the items to buy. And I think a reasonable player in this game would buy all of the items they come across. I just happen to know where the items are. So, there is a lot of grinding in this game. And that's something that a lot of people don't like about it. Although, I think it's interesting that a lot more people didn't like it after they watched Egoraptor's famous video railing against this game. Aaron from the Gaming Grumps is notorious. He did a sequelitis video about this game, comparing it to the original Castlevania, talking up the merits of Castlevania 1, while basically putting down Castlevania 2. And I don't like that episode. That's not fair. Actually, I actually like that episode of Sequelitis a lot, and I wish Sequelitis had more episodes because it's very enjoyable. But my problem with the argument that Egoraptor made in that video, because I know everybody who's watching this has already seen that, and if you haven't, it's super easy to find if you just want to look it up on YouTube real quick. You will find it immediately. I need 150 hearts. He complains about how grinding in the game is extremely dull, and he's not wrong. Grinding up hearts like this is not the most engaging gameplay in the world. That's absolutely true. However, to me, this kind of grinding is much, much, much more palatable than the kind of grinding contained in Castlevania 1, which is where you have to replay levels over and 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 over until you memorize every single brick and monster and have know the actual movements through every level, because there's no other way to beat Castlevania 1. There's just no other way to do it. In my mind, both of these things constitute grinding, and neither of them are super fun, but if I have to take my pick, I know which one I'll pick. I'll pick taking the hearts. I've got a goal, 150 hearts, and I gotta get it in the next... You see the timer on screen says 1:12:32? That means I'm on day 1, hour 12, 32 minutes. At hour 18, it turns to nighttime, and the town I need to go shopping at down here gets filled up with zambos. So, 4 more hearts. Each one of these counts as 2. So 2 more. Come on, 2 more. There we go. 150, we're good. So yeah, I knew exactly how long that grind was going to take. I knew how many hearts I needed. Am I going to make it? Yeah, I got plenty of time. Plenty of time to go in here and talk to all these NPCs in this wonderful town. Filled with information. See, this kind of signpost, super useful in Castlevania 2, just because it tells you the names of places. Because, like, in this game, one guy will tell you the name of a place, and then another guy will reference it. Like, that guy tells me, oh, you know, somebody in Algiba wants a white crystal, but you don't know where Algiba is until you get to Algiba and talk to the NPC and says, ah, welcome to Algiba. So, grinding. I was talking about grinding. And I'm not going to say that it's fun, because it is kind of boring. Just transitioning the screen back and forth, killing monsters over and over and over until you get enough hearts to buy the chain whip. That's right, I'm getting the hundo, but I'm skipping the first whip upgrade because the second whip upgrade is only 50 more hearts, and it's pretty close to the start of the game. But when I'm grinding, even if it's boring, like having an end goal helps a lot. Knowing I need 150 hearts, it's gonna take me a couple minutes, and then I'm done with that grind. To me, psychologically, is so much better than in Castlevania 1, where it's like, oh, I can't beat, you know, the Frankenstein monster. You know, good old Nigel. I wonder how many tries it's going to take me. I have no idea how many tries it's going to take me. I guess I just reload against Nigel and play this level over and over and over until... Is it going to take me 10 tries, or 50 tries, or 178 tries? I have no idea. Both of these things are grinding as far as I'm concerned. And in my mind, Castlevania 2's grinding is much better. The modern Castlevania games, here's our first mansion, and because we have our white crystal equipped, haha, it shows us the platform here. If we unequip the white crystal, this platform disappears. You don't actually need the crystal. The platform's there whether you can see it or not. All the crystal does is make it visible. If you know that there's a platform there, you can technically skip the white crystal, come here without it, or come here with it unequipped. And it works just fine. I'm also going to use holy water, these white pillars, because, you know, somebody told us, the white pillars are traps. I was talking about something, but I forget what, and it's time to go on with our next topic. Anyway, the goal of the game is to find the 5 pieces of Dracula hid in these 5 mansions. There are 5 mansions across Transylvania. This is the Berkeley mansion. And we have to find all 5. Oh, I guess I forgot to pretend that I don't know where the traps are. Oh, where are the traps? Sorry about that. Oh, here, I'll do my penance right now. Ah! Oh no, a trap! Like, I knew that was there, but, you know, pretend like I didn't. But it's good that I fell down here, though, because it's a dead end, but we know, because we played video games before, that dead ends can hide clues. And now we know what to do with a crystal ball. A lot of these clues were in the base game, and a lot of them were added for redaction. And I don't really have a good sense of which is which, because the past few years when I've been playing this game, I've actually played this redaction version. I haven't played the original Castlevania 2 in a long time. And even if I were going to, like, I already know the solutions to the game. Like, I already know how to get through it. I don't think I ever solved it as a young kid. There's one particular clue that I didn't find. Maybe because it's not, like, I don't know how much I want to give away for you guys who require spoilers, but, like, I got stuck. Everybody got stuck in this game when they were a kid. I never finished it, but I still preferred it to Castlevania 1, even as a kid, because this game is just, you pick up and play it. You run around and you whip the monsters, and you make your little heart meter there go up, and it goes up, and it's great. It was just more fun to pick up and play, whereas Castlevania 1, just, oh, I died again. I guess I'll continue again. To me, this was just way more fun. Mapping out these mansions is not very difficult. None of them are like... How many hearts do I have? Oh, I got plenty of hearts. None of them are like really super confusing. There are a couple tricky spots, but we'll show them off as we go. Oh, check another dead end. And usually there's one clue in every mansion that just tells you the name of the next mansion. So not a super useful clue, but I like finding clues. So we're gonna find all the clues that I know about. There might be clues hidden in the game that I don't know about. Because I know how to solve the game, I don't really have a good sense for the like sequence of clues that you're supposed to find. Like the developer intended, oh, you find these clues in this order. Oh, hidden flame on Dobby's path. Okay, we'll definitely keep an eye out for that. But I know where the clues are that take you through the critical path of the game, which is what we'll be doing here. There's another way to tell which of these areas of floor are trapped. You'll see that skeleton man there, Mr. Skeleman, will not walk on it. He gets turned around because he can't walk on illusion floors. But because we know that the oak stake will break a crystal ball, and because this looks like a crystal ball, we'll throw an oak stake at it, and we now possess Dracula's rib. And we know that the rib, talking to a previous NPC, works as a shield. Aha! as long as we have the rib equipped, it'll block some incoming shots. Yeah, and that's the first mansion in the game. Unfortunately, we do have to walk all the way out. There's no, like, death warping in this game. In fact, you can't even throw away all your lives or continues to get out. Like, first of all, you've got infinite continues. It's a friendly enough in that regard. You can't actually run out of continues and have to start over from the beginning. But if you die, you respawn exactly where you were standing. And if you lose all of your lives and then have to continue, you respawn exactly where you're standing without any of your hearts. And I'm going to do my very damnedest to not allow that to happen, because I really... There's a point in the game where I'm going to need a lot of hearts to buy some upgrades at the end, and I really do not want to have to farm all of those up. I've done enough test plays on the game that I think I can get you guys through it without having to continue. I think. But don't hold me to that. I also know that we're coming up on Dobby's path here. And if I didn't, the NPC in town, or I'm sorry, the signpost in town would have told me I'm coming up on Dobby's path. This is Dobby's path. This is what it looks like. It's filled with eyeballs? Weird. Now, we did have a clue saying to look for the sacred flame on Dobby's path. But even if you didn't find that clue, I still think you would find the sacred flame, because you definitely would want to go over here and check out this very unnerving looking dead end, would you not? Well, let's not get hit by eyeballs. There we go. And sure enough, we now possess the sacred flame. We're already doing a pretty good job, you know? We're already kind of going through it. I think earlier I was making a point. Well, see, now I know that I'm in the Algiba woods. These are the woods outside of Algiba. So if you try to break every stone in the woods, you'll find this one. To cross Yuba Lake, hold a blue crystal and kneel. I don't have a blue crystal, so I don't really know what to do about that. So hopefully we'll come across one eventually. For the time being, I do know I need 150 hearts. We're almost there, though. We'll be able to farm them up outside this town. The town of Algiba. Oh, nope. I thought it was one screen over. I don't know when morning actually starts. I actually don't know what time. I think I'll check once we've banished the horrible night. Yeah, we'll farm on this guy here. Until morning, because this is the town of Algiba. Yeah, that's the town of Algiba. Algiba, I don't know. I don't speak Romanian. So I have no way of knowing. Time does not pass if you're inside rooms or inside mansions. Which is why we went into the mansion, into Berkeley Mansion at nighttime, and we came out, it was still nighttime. Nighttime, all the monsters take twice as many hits, and they all drop twice as many hearts. It's just makes the game harder mode, basically. But we can't do anything in the town of Algiba until daylight. So, if you are playing this game and doing the explorations and stuff on your own, you spend a lot of the nighttime either in town whipping the zambos or farming up just outside of the town like this. So it's not like you ever have like a deficit of hearts. Pretty much you always have as many hearts as you're gonna need. Yeah, we got 186. We only need 150 to do some shopping in this town. Modern Castlevania games, like the DS games and stuff, the Aria of whatever, you know, all those games, those are also very grindy games. They're kind of spiritual successors to Castlevania 2, in a way. Even though Simon's Quest here is kind of the black sheep of the series, it kind of became what the series was, in a way.
Shoutouts to Umbaglow for sponsoring this video, and to everybody who helps make my channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.